Yay!
And there she is.
Excellent connection.
Get a really loud ad.
Yeah!
Aldi?
Oh, you watch that ad.
They made me. I had to.
I went to Aldi and I got these great cookies for $3. It was great. Lucky bats. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. All right, what on earth color did I use for the Tyranid arm or like skin?
So you're doing the arms now?
Yeah. Maybe. Or do I do the arms dead last after the base? Lucky bat. I love Aldi. Yeah, Aldi's pretty good. Eons of Battle. That is the true pronunciation, by the way. Eons of Battle.
Exactly.
Man, the airbrush spatter did really well.
The video?
Mm-hmm. Sergeant Beans! That's a spicy fish.
And that's a spicy fish as well. It smelled like fish. All the filet of fishes that you like.
I do like the filet of fish.
I know.
I like it a lot.
I mean, that's basically admitting to a crime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
All right. I'm watching the first video to try to jog my memory. I think it was I used blue and brown.
Blue and brown.
Yeah, I used a blue. Looks like I used a blue pretty much everywhere. And then I layered on a blue black. More layering, more blending. A little bit of threw on a little bit of brown. Then I did a little highlighting. Ooh, a little sponging. Yeah, and then 2.5 hours of glazing. Perfect. Dr. Jokel, the double fillet of fish was much better. Ooh. That does sound pretty good. A double.
Double the fun, double the creep.
Bring me back the fillet of fish. Bring me that fish. Bring me back the fillet of fish. Bring me that fish. I need that. I need that talking particular products.
The talking fish?
Yeah, the fillet of fish, talking fish.
Yes. I hope they made those in real life.
Is black. There it is. Dr. Jokel, Jay, is the only reason you stream so you can look back and see what colors you used? Maybe.
It's one of the
Sounds like
reasons.
something I do. Yeah, too much paint came out. But droppers are so much better.
I mean, we all know that.
Okay, I definitely used ultramarine blue. TK 3D Prints, hello! Just setting up my palette to do it's arm day at the gym. At the painting gym.
Yeah, you had core day and
leg day. Can't skip leg day.
You can tell the people that skip leg day because they wear sweatpants at the gym.
As opposed to booty shorts.
Exactly. I always wear booty shorts. Because I don't skip leg day. I got thunder thighs.
Dr. Juggle. Don't blame the dropper bottles, Jay. Only a poor artist blames their tools. Does that mean you also shouldn't blame pots for drying out and being bad?
Ooh, man. Geez, we're starting off
we're
with some
starting
fighting words, aren't we?
Starting a war here. I think there is a little speculation that Games Workshop is not redoing their pots, but doing redoing their labeling. And so people are really bummed because there's always the hope that Games Workshop will switch to dropper bottles. But yeah, I would guess it's not going to happen.
No.
Because they'd have to change their paint system. It'd be neat. It'd be nice.
It'd be neat. Joey Flores, evening everyone. Hey. TK Studio Prince. Remember folks, show your support by hitting that thumbs up or down.
Yeah.
It helps the channel. If you're new, hit the subscribe for all the latest videos. Patreon info in the video description.
Well, I just dropped it in the water, so hopefully that'll help my blending.
Yep. I just saw that. Perfect. That was pretty good.
There we go. All right, that arm is done completely.
Perfect.
Dr. Jokel, I consider pots Games Workshop's tool, not mine. And don't point out my hypocrisy on the matter. Oof, that took me a while.
Yep.
Yeah, the pots are not as good. I do like them for some things, like for the washes. I like them a little. Although people spill the washes.
Yes.
Although I did see a genius, an absolute genius, figured out the solution to spilling your wash. Take a sponge, clean up the spill with a sponge, and then squeeze it back into the pot.
That's pretty good.
Just nailed it.
That is pretty good.
Then people will hopefully have to stop posting every time they spill on Paint Hub and the other Facebook paint places.
No, but how are you supposed to complain then? It's fun to complain.
TK Studio Prints. Definitely need to buy another 4-pack of bases. Just got 2 packs of Milliput for the bases and just started dry brushing the Death Guard. Ooh. When you buy bases, are they packs of 1? Or are you just going through bases like crazy? Like, are they packs of 100? Packs of 5? I buy 32s and hundos. And I go through them. I think EonsOfBattle went through a bag of 100. And my Necrons went through a bag of 100.
And now those bases are floating in the mail. All over the country.
Sergeant Beans, I'm in the process of rebasing all my Necrons with your eggshell lava base tutorial. My boiled egg consumption has increased 4,000%. Wow, nice. It is a neat effect, and I do remember I found that base. I think I've since lost it, but I found it like a year ago, and it was still in great shape.
Mm-hmm. And that's great because you're rough on them.
Yeah.
Just sliding around.
Mm-hmm. TK3 prints. Nah, 40 bases in each hex bases. So it's 42 a pack, and what? You've bought 6 packs?
That of a 6-pack.
Dr. Jokel used to like the GW pots when they had the P3 style pots many years ago, and the hexagonal pots they had after that with the same lids, even though the hinges gave out eventually. I don't like the P3 pots. I think they're much worse than the Games Workshop pots. I've had a number of them split on me. You can't flip them inside out to get at the gunked up paint.
But the Games Workshop pots are systematically designed to fail.
They are designed to fail. I mean, the P3 pots are fine. They get the job done, but I don't think they're quite as good as the Games Workshop pots that are being bad paint containers. Quinones. Hugh Jackman diet, 32 eggs a day. Oh my god, that's so many eggs. How many pounds of eggs is that?
Well, eggs aren't too heavy.
No, but I guess what? So 3 dozen eggs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of eggs.
There's a lot of eggs.
I mean, Hugh Jackman is a big guy.
That's true.
So I guess me eating 3 dozen eggs is a little different than him eating 3 dozen eggs. Probably very slightly.
I mean, I know that you're an athlete.
Yes.
You're a crazy athlete, so.
Mm-hmm. And I'm huge. I mean, I'm 5'5"
huge
and a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't forget about that quarter inch. Mm-hmm.
Forget about that quarter inch. That's what I tell everyone. I tell everyone. Yep. That's a lot of blocked up bowels for eating all them eggs.
TK's 30 pence. Need buy some of them clear stands for flying stuff also. Got 2 of them 40k bike thingies and tons of other things linked to D&D. I know I need to get on that Rogue Trader Chaplain on jet bike I have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you see? Somebody bought that Orc Tin Boy.
Did they?
Yep. For $42 or
$42. Yep.
I want to know who did it.
I know. It was probably someone unattached to our little stream.
I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
That would be fun. Yeah, I did see that cool article where someone did a really good job painting painting up a tin boy.
I know.
Also, it seems like
you were on a Tin Boy tear.
Yeah.
On Discord.
But apparently that the tin boy is both the little shoulder pad guy and the scrawny guy. Those are both tin boys.
Interesting. Well, the more you know.
Dr. Jokel. Hugh Jackman has the healing factor, so he doesn't have to worry about eating that many eggs. Joey Flores. Wasn't me, tempting as it was.
Yeah, they bought it at like $5.44 because it tells you exactly when it was sold.
Tickets to your prints. Wasn't me. I would never pay that much for a metal figure. Would sell one for that much. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you got to make a little profit there. I guess somebody needed a tin boy real bad. Maybe it was Squidmar.
Yeah.
He used whatever fake currency they have over there.
Mm-hmm. Meatballs.
Yep.
Clip that, send it to Squidmar.
This is bringing back the ass phase of the model again.
Mm-hmm.
When it was like, so what's the plan here?
Everyone was very concerned over the plan. That's one of my favorite things about doing it on stream. Because everyone's like, okay.
Ben Montgomery! Yo, Ben, when are we playing Kill Team?
Yeah.
I need to take my first movement phase.
We have the game still set up from last time.
Me too. Boy, you guys haven't even seen my magic phase yet.
Ooh. Ben Montgomery, 10 minutes. Time me. Amazing.
TK's Strengths. If I was selling it, I would also have a great paint job on it. That is true. It's really interesting. I wonder, is there a market for actually pro-painted models on eBay? I know it's like a joke, like pro-painted models on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
But does a good paint, can you get a better price with a well-painted mini? I know I sold my Iron Strider Bellastari. Is that the Walkers? I think it is. I sold those for retail and I sold them very, very well painted by me. And I also threw in the bits to turn them into the other thing the kit made. And I was able to get full retail for them.
Mm-hmm.
But that was person-to-person sale on Facebook Marketplace. Not the Wild West of eBay. Although I suppose eBay's not the Wild West. Facebook is the Wild West. But, Ben Montgomery. What a year in painting. Videos was awesome. Licia and I watched it on the big TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely play better on a big TV, not an iPhone.
Yeah.
All those stunning vistas. TK3 Prints. I wonder if that was a channel. eBay Rescues. Yeah, I wonder if there's a channel called eBay's Miniature Rescue. With Casey. That's just a name I pulled out of thin air. Although I don't know if I've ever seen an episode. I don't know. For me, that's not fun. Like fighting with gunky used models. I'd rather crack open a fresh set of crack than deal with someone else's problem.
Like literal crack.
Robert has Down Jr. What? I missed uncensored butt painting? I don't think. Yeah, this guy doesn't have a butthole. It's just smooth.
Unless you don't. I guess if you don't follow us on Patreon.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Ben, tomorrow, Kill Team.
Oh, God.
TK's 3 Prints. If I see a good, well-painted model for sale, I can at least know it's a good model. It has been looked after and not kicking around in tin for 20 years. Quinones. Uncensored butt painting sounds like a normal Twitch stream. Dr. Jokel, nothing gets you high like used crack, though. I guess. I don't know how drugs work.
I mean, we know that's a lie. How dare you lie to us, Dr. Drac?
Quinones. Personally, I love secondhand. It's affordable, and most models are clean after leaving them in dollar store cleaner. Oh yeah, for sure. If you can get past it, you're in for a world of half price minis and great deals and cool stuff. But it's not my jam. It doesn't jim my jams. It doesn't flim my flams. Oh my god, this video has been going this whole time on my phone. The episode 1 of painting the Tyranid Broodlord. It's just been running this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like I then applied some highlights. Then I did some stippling. Alright, and then I applied, lots of shadows. Okay. Dr. Jokel. Okay. I don't know how all drugs work.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
TK's 3 prints. Give it a watch sometimes. See what you think of the model he gets. I feel like I have watched it because I've seen the podcast so much. And I've heard, because the first half of each podcast is Goober and Casey explaining what video they're working on.
Mm-hmm. Does it help you paint braver?
I don't know. I mean, they don't talk about painting every episode.
Mm.
It's usually a very small part of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Quinones. Metal miniatures are the best. You can just leave them in nail polish remover, and then it's basically new. That's true. It's easy to strip those metal models. Jay's over here trying to run up his viewer retention by letting the video run. I definitely have done that. Like when I check up on a video, I'll just let it run in a separate window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for my own poor analytics.
Mm-hmm.
A very nice person. Do you often paint Tyranids? I have probably 3,000 points of Gene Stealer Cult, which are pretty much Tyranid. And I've painted 6 Gene Stealers. So I guess I don't paint a lot of Tyranid, but I paint a lot of almost Tyranid. Roberts has Downs Jr. Plastic and metal seem easy to strip. How easy is it to strip fine cast or resin? I don't know if I've ever tried. I think it's about the same. Just you can leave plastic overnight. I don't know if I would leave resin overnight. I think I'd leave it for maybe an hour and then check on it.
Yeah, because it can get rubbery.
Yeah. Yeah, metal you can leave for like 2 years in the solution.
You could leave it in there for a lifetime.
You could. Need a little matte medium.
Good old Matt.
Josh Curran, what does the army color scheme look like? My Gene Stealer Cult army is just like the box. Just like the box art. Blue and gray.
Blue, gray.
Yeah. I think that army is going to get a lot of touch-up. because I think I have about all the infantry I have painted. I think I have 30 neophytes and.
Are we gonna do another week?
No, 30 neophytes, 10 acolytes, and I probably have double that in unpainted. So I think I'm gonna figure out a hybrid scheme for my hybrids that I can, so that they'll look much better than I could paint them a couple of years ago.
So would you fix them and then paint the new ones, or would you do them all at the same time?
That's a good question. I'd probably paint the new ones and then figure out a way to get the old ones to match, or at least paint some of the new ones.
Mm-hmm. How long do you? Well, I guess you don't. I guess you don't know what you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. Necessarily. I'm wondering how long do you think it would take for you to make all your old stuff look exactly how you want it?
Well, a lot of it is good. Like the vehicles, perfect. And my 10 guardsman neophytes are perfect. I think they just need a decal on the shoulder to say what regiment they're part of. The 30 neophytes, the faces could use some work, because they're all bare faces. And then I think I want to do something to differentiate their blue carapace from their blue clothing. Dr. Jokel, I've always liked the metal minis for the weight of them. Mind you, I never packed a whole army through around a game to gaming sessions, but I think plastic minis now give some absolute fantastic detail. Joey Flores. Casey paints well, but I snooze on his main videos too. I feel like I'm watching one of those Discovery shows where they customize choppers with his music too. Dong Tony, do a video about Stormbird. Ooh, yeah, if you send us a Stormbird, we'll do a lot of videos on it. That would be sweet. Although I much prefer the regular one, the Space Marine Thunderhawk gunship. I think it looks better. Stormbird is just a bigger, fatter version of that. Ooh, Aquino Quinones, Tyranid range refresh speculation for late 2020. Well, late 2020, you mean late 2021? Launch 10th edition with the new Primaris Jump Assault Squad.
10th edition? Did we just get 9th?
Yeah, we just got 9th in 2020, so we're probably not going to get another edition for at least 3 years. Hopefully a little longer than 3 years, because I feel like 3 years is a bit short. But, I don't know. I really like the look of the Tyranid. I know, Matt from Mini Wargaming, who has a absurdly large Tyranid collection, he's always talking about how he would eBay the army in a second if they refreshed the Tyranid to make them less kind of like 80s bugs holding guns in their hands that are part of their bodies, and more like the Zerg from StarCraft. But I don't know, I kind of like the silliness of it. And I kind of like the weird science fiction-iness of it. Like, the Tyranid are battling enemies who wield guns in their hands, and so they have engineered themselves, like, to be, like, warriors with their weapons in hands. I always thought that was kind of neat. Some things definitely need a retouch, like everything Finecast. Some of the even the older plastic bugs could use a little love. I think the Forge World Dimacurion looks like poop, but they're not going to touch that up. That's a new model. Probably could update the classic bugs, the Gaunts. They're getting pretty old. Joy Flores. Next week, long video should maybe before a skirmish game, paint to that high Blue Mountain standard. What? Next week's long video should maybe before a skirmish game, paint to that high Blue Mountain standard. Like
I don't know.
Like Blue Ridge Mountain, like West Virginia.
I don't know what that's.
Blue Mountain, like the water company.
Ice Mountain?
Ice Mountain? You've lost me, Joey Flores. Josh Corain, over here waiting for the Primaris Overlord gunship. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Current's Primaris Super Heavy. I forget the name of it. The Forge World one. Kinda looks like a shoe. I don't know. It doesn't really look like a 40k model to me, which doesn't mean anything, right? If someone just says it's not 40k, it doesn't feel right. But it doesn't have like the hallmarks of like 40k. Like a lot of 40k comes from World War II inspirations, like the bombers, the tanks, and it looks a little bit more like something out of Halo, like the Scorpion tank from Halo.
Hallmark is my favorite channel.
Mm.
I love their Christmas movies. My goal is to one day be in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I want to be the mean guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the mean guy.
Yeah.
Or the douchey ex-boyfriend.
Robert has Down
Either
Jr.
way.
Mm-hmm. Why you gotta body shame the Stormbird? Hello.
You need to throw an and in there.
Yeah, you do. M. Dr. Jokel, could you show up to a game store with the Millennium Falcon and say, "This is my Thunderhawk gunship"? I mean, it's a completely different footprint, but depending on the game store, you could probably get away with it.
What does the M and M stand for?
That's a good question. Was that like maybe the names of the people who came up with it? Was it like Mitch and Michael?
Mitch and Michael. Is that a dumb question? Does everyone else know that but us?
Yeah, what does the M and M stand for?
I don't know. I've literally never questioned it until right this second.
Yeah, M&M stands for chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Kino Nez. 100% Tyranids deserve to be silly. Imagine new Termagants loading ammo into their arms. I love that. I think that's great. I wouldn't want to see Ormagons have just spit acid or whatever, like the Zerglings.
Mm.
Joey Flores. I was suggesting that the next video you do that will be a week-long thing, perhaps do a skirmish-sized army, kill team, or combat patrol-sized, and have them painted to a high standard. Oh yeah, I could do that in a weekend. It would kill me.
That's what I was gonna say. We should do that in a weekend.
Yeah, that's doable. I actually do have a video I'm writing coming up where I paint an entire kill team for a video, but I think that's going to be really easy because it's a very low model count kill team. Mm-hmm. And it's not really about the kill team. It's an excuse. It's an excuse to talk about metal models.
Ah.
And the backdrop of it is going to be putting together a kill team.
Dr. Drokel, Mars and Murray. Yes, Mars makes sense. Because the Mars bar and all that stuff. Is that really what it is? Sometimes you can't trust a Dr. Drokel.
It'd be so funny if he just made it up. And then we would just believe it hook, line, and sinker.
That's what it stands for.
Almost heaven, West Virginia. Nothing happening in the entire state. Except for Mothman and the Flatwoods monster. And every now and then, a little Bigfoot sighting. Take me home, country road, to the place where they make up monsters. West Virginia.
Demonetized.
Yeah, West Virginia's like, we own that.
Not happy. Yep. And that's going to go on to our Spotify.
Josh Curran. Would kill for an actual, more true-scale Carnifex that doesn't have the back of an 120-year-old man. Oh, I like the current Carnifex kit. I don't think I would want every single Tyranid bug to be an absolute, like, monster on the giant-ass flying stand. I like that they're... What are they on, 60s? I think that's a good size. Maybe, I don't know, maybe what they could do is they could maybe make an upgrade kit, like an upgrade sprue to throw in there. Because one big problem with the Tyranid, and a lot of the Xenos factions, is they don't get new guns ever. Like all the Space Marine and Imperial stuff, they get new guns all the time. That are just way better than the old guns. But like the Tyranid don't. Like Necron's just got a whole bunch of brand new guns that are better than the old guns.
Bruh.
And the Tyranid Biovores and the Flesh Spores, they're all still like, these things were sweet in 4th edition. But there's a couple of new models and new rules out since then.
Kellen Foster, are you going to stay with the Age of Sigmar small skirmish game?
I thought Age of Sigmar was full scale. Full battles,
or maybe they mean the box that you bought.
Yeah. First Strike or Storm Strike.
Yeah,
Storm Strike.
Well, I guess not, because
yeah. Well, Nick just hopped in the deep end.
Yeah, I hopped into the deep end, so I have some Gloomspite kits coming in the mail.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna be picking up some skinks for a Seraphon army in the future.
Yeah, this is a future. I bought it because there was a pretty good deal that popped up. I've always wanted them.
I think the current plan is to do that as soon as we're done with our 40k armies. Well, when Nick's done with his army, and when I'm done with one of my armies.
Lucky Bet. What cryptid do you think is the most likely to exist?
Ooh.
Hodag.
Hodag. Oh, definitely the Hodag.
Hodag. Those people up there, they seen the Hodag all right.
Mason Reuter. Poggers.
Amazing.
Boy. I mean, probably not Mothman or Flatwoods Monster.
No.
Maybe Bigfoot?
I think
or aliens.
Bigfoot, yes. I mean aliens, definitely. 100%
Probably aliens.
Have arrived. 100% have arrived and have infiltrated our government. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Bigfoot is fun. Yeah. Yeah. Ghosts? Are ghosts a cryptid? A lot of people think those ghosts are real.
They're not. Let's just cut that one out.
Wow.
Ghosts aren't real.
Mm-hmm. Everyone post your ghost story now. Prove Nick wrong.
Ghost stories aren't real. So, it's just people that want to be special. I get it. No, I think ghosts are definitely not real. Hodag 100% is real. Bigfoot 100% real.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta hoe your dag.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, the aliens are real.
Mm-hmm. Jackalopes, 100%. I love the jackalope.
100% real.
Mm-hmm.
Chupacabra, that's real.
Mm-hmm.
Just not Mothman and all that stuff. Nope.
Aquino Quinones. How hilarious would it be if instead of new Eldar stuff, they just create an upgrade sprue for the Finecast models? Oh my gosh, the models that are from like they're like some of the oldest models still available from Games Workshop, and they just make a little upgrade sprue with a new gun.
I think people burn it down. Burn down Games Workshop.
TK Street Prints. I would love to see Games Workshop bring out very highly detailed plastic models for the game miniatures at 150 millimeters tall as display models. I could get into painting a few of them up. Well, they sort of did with their giants for Age of Sigmar. They're still in the scale, but they're that size. But, yeah, I mean, they'd be pricey.
The giants are really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Aquino Quinones. Nick is ghost. He's throwing us off the scent.
Exactly.
Nick is actually the movie Ghost. Wasn't that Kevin Costner? Nick's really big into movies.
Yeah, I'm really giant. I love movies.
Mm-hmm.
Spend a lot of time watching movies. Is that the one with the guy and the girl and they're making
the pottery wheel
thing? Yeah, that's the only thing I know about it.
It's the only thing anyone knows about that movie.
And right now, if you turn around, I'm behind you, and we're gonna make some clay stuff.
Nick is actually the little boy from The Sixth Sense who says, "I see dead people."
Exactly.
That was Nick. Dr. Jokel. Well, everybody's heard ghost stories around the campfire. Heck, my grandma used to spin yarns about a spectral locomotive that would rocket past the farm where she grew up.
Your grandma's a liar.
Oh my god. Josh Curran. If you had to pick one army to get a whole range redo, what would you pick?
Orcs.
I wouldn't... Yeah, orcs, but I wouldn't want a whole range redo. I would just want a bunch of new stuff.
Well...
Orcs be a good one.
Yeah. Keep all the stuff from 2015 on.
Yeah.
Everything before that, gone.
That's true.
Redo.
That's true.
Especially Defcopta. That
Defcop would be
is
cool.
A sorry excuse of a model in its current fashion.
I can't believe they still sell that. It is ridiculous.
Everyone's telling you you're wrong. Patrick Swayze.
I'm sure I am wrong. Mm-hmm. I saw like half of Ghost once when I was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Reuter, Wendigo, real or fake? I mean, probably fake.
I mean, I feel like that's...
Although it is a Native American thing, and the Native Americans didn't believe in a lot of fake stuff.
Right. That makes the Hodag real too.
Hodag.
They're way up north there, guy.
Mm-hmm. Joey Flores just found some adorable My Little Pony Space Marines shared on the Discord. I love themed armies. I love when people do silly stuff. The Mexicrons. Angry Marines. Aquino Quinones. Wasn't there an old 150mm Space Marine a while back? There is, and I own it. And it's amazing, and it's probably about 8 inches tall.
It's giant.
It's so big. One day I'll paint it up, and it'll be a huge video, and everyone will love it.
Million views,
billion views. I just want to get a. Yeah, it's gonna finally dethrone Gangnam Style.
Exactly.
Just want to get a couple of other large scale anythings under my belt before I go for the top shelf wine in my collection. It is glorious though.
TK Studio Prince, show the model.
I showed you guys the model.
Yes,
like 6 months ago.
Yeah. Is it put together?
No, it's in piece. It's in all the same pieces. TK3, yeah. Dr. Jogel. My grandma wasn't a liar, and the above quote was from the original Ghostbusters, you uncultured goob. I didn't even catch that.
I saw that it was a quote, but I ignored it to make fun of you.
Kellen Foster, give me more Mechatau Gundams. That is true. Although, isn't there already like dozens? Because of Forge World and all the Ghost Keel battlesuit. TK3 Prince. Show Aquino Quinones. So big. Show model. Put together. Large scale anything. Was 6 months ago. Okay, I'll break it out at 10. That way you guys have to stick around a little later.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get up right now.
Robert F. Downey Jr. Does bust make you feel good? Yeah, busting makes me feel good. I can tell you that much.
Dr. Jokel. Speaking of Wendigo, great movie to watch is Ravenous from 1999. Ooh, that was a good year. That was the year that The Phantom Menace came out. Best Star Wars movie.
We were wee little tykes back then. Literally. We probably were playing with like little tykes. Well, you were running with scissors and stuff at that age. You're using a jigsaw.
I was.
At 3 years old.
Not at 3 years old. I did. My dad did take me though to like a jigsaw or a scroll saw class taught at the community college on weekends. I think because he was getting tired of me asking him to cut stuff for him. And every kid in America should have a scroll saw. It's a wonderful tool.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
You can't hurt yourself.
I know. It'd be hilarious though.
It would be.
Every kid in America is making themselves iPhone cases.
Kellen Foster. Best lightsaber battle. Ooh, that's really hard. There's so many of them. If we're only going movies... If we're only going movies, I think it's probably a toss-up between Empire Strikes Back, the battle between Luke and Vader, and Episode 7, the battle between Finn, Rey, and Kylo in the snow. I think those are the two best lightsaber battles.
But 7 doesn't count because the movies are horrible.
7 is probably the best one.
It is the best one. I love 7.
Mm-hmm.
But you're wrong.
Yes. Robert has Downs Jr. Disney tells me Rise of Skywalker has the best Star Wars movie. Yeah, well, before that, Lucasfilms was telling us that Episode 3 had the best lightsaber fights. So
Ooh.
it's almost like there was a PR department for every trilogy. Dr. Jokel, running with scissors and eating paint chips.
Mm-hmm. You better believe it. You don't get to be like this. You don't get to be like this without a little lead.
Mm-hmm. There is... Kino Nez, what was the worst injury you got from warhammering? I don't think I've ever hurt myself. I think I've given myself a couple of small little nicks with the...
I'm Nick.
With the X-Acto, but nothing bad.
I think the same thing with me. I've given myself a nick. A self-inflicted nick.
Dr. Jokel, best lightsaber battle is A New Hope, Vader versus Obi-Wan. I don't know how they did it as drunk as they must have been. You know what, though? Have you ever heard of, I think it's called, like, Scene like 48 Reimagined? Look up, everybody on YouTube, after the stream, of course, look up, like, Star Wars Scene Remastered. Some people put together like a reimagining of the Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan fight from A New Hope, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. The actual fight in the movie is a little sad. It's a really old man and a guy who couldn't see kind of slapping sticks together for a bit. Pretty revolutionary at the time, but...
I've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in other media...
TK30 Prince. What's your favorite fan-made Star Wars film? Gotta be TIE Fighter. Is it called TIE Fighter? It's amazing. Whatever it is. It's kind of animated in kind of a 90s anime style. It's absolutely gorgeous and lovely and amazing. And it's, weirdly enough, it's from the bad guy's perspective, which you don't almost ever see in Star Wars.
Mm.
But it's so gorgeous. Dr. Jokel. Scene 38 Reimagined. Yes, that is worth a watch. TK3 Prince. My all-time favorite fan-made film was Imps the Relentless. There's a fan film on YouTube called Kenobi by Jamie Costa. It's really good. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of fan made, but there's some quality out there.
Me either.
Star Wars is pretty good.
Well, except for the new movies.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair to say that all Star Wars movies are a little bit bad.
Just explode.
Until recently, everyone was willing to put up with that, but not anymore.
What? I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They've all been good until recently. Even though 5 years ago I made fun of the prequels.
When Luke, Han, and Leia are attacked by the Denoga in the trash compacting room, how come their hair and clothes are dry as soon as they get out? It's not a big deal, and everyone just ignores it because the movie's fine. How come Rey knew a thing even though she's a girl and so shouldn't know things? It's all fine. Everything's fine. You have to watch Imps. It's so well made and narrated. I will check it out. I will. Where's my phone?
That's how I feel about
What
it.
was it called? Imps the Relentless? Imps.
Gotta give my old dropper bottle a wipe, if you know what I mean. He's getting a little sploogey.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there's always the bat in the sun, Vader versus Batman death battle. Oh, I have seen that. It's pretty good. Stormtrooper Cops was the first movie. Stormtrooper Cops is amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that. The animated Star Wars content was great. Yes, yeah. Yeah, Clone Wars was it was probably the best Star Wars has ever been. The Battlefront books are really good too. Ooh, I never read the Battlefront books. I played the first 2 Battlefront games and they were amazing. How can Finn constantly scream Rey at the top of his lungs without losing his voice? That is true. If you supercut them all together, it does seem ridiculous. Yeah, what are we supposed to take away from that? His friend's in danger and he's scared for their lives? Remember when Leia kissed her brother on the mouth to make Han Solo jealous?
No, it's pretty hot. I mean, what? What's going on?
Remember when Ewoks beat the Stormtroopers? Dr. Jokel. I think it's his only line in the whole trilogy. No. Kellen Foster, gotta go. Thanks for the content and the interaction. Yeah. Good night, Kellen Foster.
Good night. Come back anytime.
Robert Downs Jr. It's called Wincest, and it's normal in Alabama.
Good old Bama.
Probably in West Virginia, too.
That is an inaccurate stereotype that I will not let you perpetuate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you all are canceled. I reported you guys to your mommies.
I think we can all agree that the best song on any Star Wars soundtrack has got to be Jedi Rocks.
Yes. Jedi Rocks, Jedi Rocks.
Jedi Rocks. Oh, George. Oh, George. I guess he was just really into jazz when he was re-editing the Star Wars movies to make more money so that they could play in theaters again. Even though Star Wars was just about artistic expression back then, it wasn't about making money.
Mm-hmm. Someone's a little salty today, I feel like. Someone didn't take their nappy.
No, I didn't take a nap today.
I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell. I think, you're being a little hostile.
Dr. Joko. It was a common trope in the 80s. Leia kisses Luke. Marty's mom kisses him in 1955. It's making a comeback according to several websites. But what are you doing, stepbrother? Yeah, I think they probably just didn't write that they were brother and sister yet.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Maybe that's a thing with all Star Wars movies, is they just have to make them up as they go along.
Yeah.
Joy Flares. The more I think on it, the more I wonder where the Kathleen Kennedy hate comes from. She's just supporting her director's decisions. All the fault is on the lack of planning for a proper trilogy. Yeah, she's in the George Lucas chair. Everyone, I mean, if we could roll the clocks back, everyone was saying, George Lucas raped my childhood when the prequels were coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And how he's dumb and fat. So,
well, one of those things is true. He's a weird-looking dude.
Mm. Dr. Joko, I like listening to the smooth jizz music. It is called jizz in Star Wars. The music is called jizz.
Yep. I love jizz.
Gangrene McCluster. Paint me like one of your French gene stealers.
Has a baguette in one of its hands.
Robert has Downs Jr. I like the cut of your guy's jizz. Incredible.
Jeez.
Dr. Joko. There was a lot of elements of the original trilogy that were made up as they went along. The only difference was it was done competently. Obviously, Empire Strikes Back is probably the strongest Star Wars movie ever made. Return of the Jedi, come on. Return of the Jedi has one great thing going for it, and that's the Luke Vader ending. I think if do you guys like rap? I think if people open their hearts to the new movies, I think they would see a lot to like.
No. It's systematically a bad movie.
I think all Star Wars movies, you gotta kind of take it or take what you can get, and then kind of leave the dumb stuff behind.
No. I'm not gonna do that.
Dr. Joko. Jay, have you forgotten about The Ewoks? Yeah, remember when they trick a culture into fighting a war for them by using magic on them?
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's not like the Imperials were hunting down the Ewoks. Seems like they were living pretty comfortably alongside the Imperials. Although we did get the Yub Yub song, which is it slaps. Although they changed it, George Lucas changed it in the special editions. But I like
everyone
that.
likes changing stuff.
Yub Yub. Eat up a yub yub. Bop bop doo ba dee ba dee bop ba doo wah. Yub yub. That's how they ended the galactic conflicts, with the Yub Yub song.
I know we talked about having music in the back of our streams. It should just be you singing that. If we just loop that for an hour.
Everybody, when the stream's over, look up scene 38 reimagined and the Yub Yub song from the original trilogy.
Dr. Drokel, I like Jizz. Nick 2021. I love it. It's my favorite art form.
Dr. Drokel, well, considering that culture was going to eat them, I think they're square. That is true. Although, I mean, it's not wrong for Ewoks to eat people. That's what they do. Robert has Downs Jr. I like to think they ended in one big galactic party. It is interesting that the Ewoks partied so hard. Because to them, they just fought a bloody war. Like, they don't know anything about Palpatine or the galaxy or anything. And then Luke looks off longingly into the distance, and then he sees old ass Obi-Wan, old ass Yoda, and young Hayden Christensen. Joey Flores. According to Lucas, Leia and Han had a child and just had barbecue after the movies. Dr. Drokel, I want to hear Yub Nub sung to the Cantina theme. Which Cantina theme? Jedi Rocks or the original one? Because George Lucas loves changing things.
He doesn't want to leave them alone.
Mm-hmm. Even if he didn't direct them, and only has writing credit, not even screenplay credit.
Exactly.
Oh, George. Alright, so I need a little sponge to do a little sponging action on these arms.
Give it the old sponge. I'm working on run third for my Gretchies. And then I think tomorrow I'm gonna do some oil washes. Should be nice and fun.
Joey Flores. I'll give the first special editions that they gave a better ending song. What? You don't love the Yub Yub song? Next, you're going to be saying Windows on Cloud City make that better. Dr. Drokel. I can rationalize young Anakin's ghost by thinking that looking was the last time that he truly was Anakin Skywalker. That being said, I still hate the change. Yeah, and realistically, the last time he was Anakin Skywalker was probably when he reconciled with his son. When he says, I want to look upon you with my own eyes. And then they take his helmet off, and sometimes he has eyebrows, and sometimes he doesn't. Because George Lucas can't leave anything alone. He took away eyebrows.
It mattered, though.
Jerry Flores, there needs to be a 24-hour Yub Nub song. Yub Nub Lo-Fi.
Someone has to have made that. If it's not, someone needs to right now.
Yub.
Love a good lo-fi.
Mm-hmm. Yub. Y Chawaba. The windows on Cloud City was a good change. It made it look better. Mace Windu would disagree, though. Mace Windu. Yes. No, it was definitely a good change. Not every change was awful. I like seeing the Wampa. There's good changes, there's bad changes, but it's just weird that there's changes.
The rock in front of R2?
The rocks in front of R2.
Perfect change.
Yeah, because before you thought, oh no, he's in danger. But now you're like, oh good, he found some rocks to hide behind.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's like George Lucas didn't even watch the movies.
Well, I always wanted to put rocks there, but I wasn't able to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, because before it's like, oh, Han shot Greedo to prove that he's a little bit of a bad guy. And Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan and Luke might not be, it might not be smart to trust this guy. But he's not a bad guy. He wouldn't dare shoot until just after Greedo tries to shoot him. McClunky. Dr. Jokol. The Vader eyebrows was a decent change. The Vader change was garbage. Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to the Yub Nub song. This is fire.
It's fire. I know. Yub. Dr. Jokol. R2 used the very last of his rocket fuel to get behind those rocks. That's why you never see him fly again, I guess.
Nicholas, hey, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Wonderful. Well, don't speak for me. Maybe I'm doing bad.
That's true. Yeah, everything sucks. Lucky Bat. John Williams is a hero. Oh my god, when John Williams did Yub Nub, he was drunk. And this is how we'll end the movie. They made me do 3 goddamn movies. I'm all out. They're gonna get Yub.
It's all high art.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it slaps. Yub up in the club. Yeah, Star Wars has always been perfect. high art in more ways than one. Yeah. He was smoking a little something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't make that without a little doobage.
All right, John, did you get the Ewok song done? Ah, shit. George, I'll have that for you tomorrow.
Okay, good. Let me just grab a coffee right here.
Even though George didn't direct Return of the Jedi.
Yep. I just like being in the room. It's fun. Makes me feel like I'm helping.
Yeah, George did not direct he didn't direct Empire in Return of the Jedi, but he did direct all of the reshoots and the changes.
That makes sense. That's why they're so good.
I think Disney should just let him keep on making changes. Why not?
Yeah.
I think until George's death, he should be allowed to make whatever change he sees fit to Star Wars. Any Star Wars movie. Even the new ones that he had nothing to do with.
That would be hilarious. What if he makes them good?
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Like, he just makes them even better.
Mm-hmm.
The Lucas edition. I mean, so many people would buy it.
Everyone would get the Lucas edition. The Lucas edition of Episode 9. We finally see the Palpatine's face, but it's actually George.
Exactly.
I need my coffee. I make my movie. I need my coffee. It's stylistically designed to be that way, but we can diminish the effects of it. You get to see him as a little kid.
He's quite the guy.
Mm-hmm. There was a tweet from the prop store of London showing the photo of Lucas standing in front of all the prop shops with Star Wars 4 through 6. They asked if you could grab one item, what would it be? And Dr. Jokel, Mark Hamill tweeted George's wallet. I have that picture. I have a book called, I think it's like Star Wars 365, and it's got a lot of behind-the-scenes production photos, and it has that photo of George in front of all the props. George's wallet. Oh yeah, George has got some cash.
Billions.
Like he gave away Star Wars. He gave $4 billion of Star Wars to charity just because he felt kind of icky.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't. Just get rid of the money. Mm-hmm. I'll use my other $4 billion. Oh, George. It's like nobody will help me make Red Tails 2. Oprah liked it.
Mm-hmm. What lie did he say?
Oh, he said that it was the first movie to have an all-black cast.
Yeah.
Red Tails from like 2011.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say it was the first movie to have an all-black cast. He said he was ahead of his time with an all-black cast in 2011.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, George. I mean, he says a lot of fun stuff. I mean, white slavers.
Yeah, the white slavers is the pinnacle of amazing things that he said.
But he's like weirdly racist.
Yeah.
For such a progressive guy. I love it though. Like you can see him wince as soon as he notices he said that.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have.
Yeah. You can't be mad at George. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jokel, have you seen the meme photo where it shows the famous prop photo captioned 1983 when older George standing in front of a green screen only and captioned 1999?
That's amazing.
There's an amazing quote from George. I think it's from the special edition VHS tapes where George says like it really like the heart of it comes from the story and the characters. A special effect without a story isn't a very special thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he made the prequels while sitting down and having a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, George. I think I would be starstruck if I met George Lucas. I'd be like, you made all my favorite things.
Mm-hmm. You fangirl, you pass out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Can I buy you a salad from the food court?
Yeah.
The famous photo of George.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, George. Oh, George.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Would you ask him for money? That'd be the best thing. You've made my favorite movies. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Can I have like $5? I'm hungry. You think he would do it?
Probably not. I wonder how. Yeah, because George Lucas is George Lucas. Like, can he go out in public? Do people care?
I think he can go out in public.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dr. Jokel, if George had said blue slavers instead, everyone would have known he was talking about Watto, and all would have been okay with the world.
Disney is a bunch of blue slavers.
Oh, Disney. Wonder how those Avatar sequels are coming along.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they say? You make a movie. You wait 12 years. You make the next movie.
Mm-hmm. People will remember and care.
Sure they will. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, if it never came out, I would never be sad.
I'm excited to see one of them. I'm very excited to see what on earth they're gonna do with it.
But would your life be that much different if it never came out?
No, there would be no difference between a life with and without Avatar 2. Electric Boogaloo. But it is interesting. And you know what? That director, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Did Terminator. He did a lot of my favorite movies. James Cameron?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Did James Cameron direct? Yeah. He did The Abyss, which I love. Did he? That doesn't sound right now that I just said it out loud. Did James Cameron do The Abyss?
He's done all my favorite movies, and you name movies that he hasn't done.
Chat! Who directed The Abyss? Love Terminator. Love Terminator 2. Dr. Jokel. Jay, if you have never seen them, definitely watch the Collider George Lucas deepfake videos where he camps out and watches Rise of Skywalker and reacts to Mandalorian and the Rise of Skywalker trailers. There's photos of him on the set of Mandalorian. I don't know if they just gave him a tour or what. I don't think he has any sort of work on it. But there's a very cute picture of him looking at Baby Yoda, looking at Mando.
I like to think he's telling people off while he's there. I'm actually there would never be a Baby Yoda.
Yeah, the Yoda species name is actually Ooga Booga.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And if you have a piano, I actually wrote a song.
Yub.
Playing for you guys.
Yub. No, that's not yours, George. You didn't come up with that. The also guns are pronounced the Goongas.
Mm.
In the behind the scenes, he says Goongas.
Mm.
The Goongas. Dragonfly's Roland Emmerich. I know it wasn't Roland Emmerich. Dr. Jokel. Yes, it was Cameron. James Cameron, Avatar Man. Doesn't he come on these streams sometimes?
Yeah, James Cameron Clark.
Yeah. Oh my god. What if that really is him?
That would be insane.
I'd be so happy. There's amazing behind the scenes featurettes for the movie I just said.
Avatar?
No, The Abyss, where the props department. The tricky thing, props department for movies, is you're not really a props person. You're an engineer inventing things, and they invented the aliens for the end of the movie. And he was talking about how
I remember we watched that.
Yeah, he was terrified that these things were going to break and that everyone would be out of a job and it would ruin the movie. And apparently there was one day on set where James Cameron really wanted to see all of the aliens. You know, he wanted to see because they're translucent aliens, and so you can see all their insides. And he wanted to see all the arms move and the eyes blink and the lungs breathe. And the person in charge was like, please do not do any of the special stuff. Leave that only for filming, because if anything breaks, we're completely screwed. We're going to lose millions of dollars and we'll all be out of a job. Mm-hmm. And then finally, you know, he's watching one of the videotapes of the rehearsals, and all the limbs are moving, all the eyes are blinking, and so he storms over to his crew and he just starts chewing them out and just screaming that he doesn't give a damn what James Cameron says, that don't do any of the stuff. And then James Cameron says, your mic's on. I heard all of that, and that is not how things are going to work on my set.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Jokel. George is pretty involved with Mandalorian through Filoni and Favreau, both asking him for inputs. They both really appreciate him and what he created. What does pretty involved mean, though? I totally believe that they would like ask him his opinion and stuff.
Well, they give me a coffee and talk to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would bet they just ask some questions here and there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, because I mean, are we all forgetting that the last Star Wars George did was the prequels? Like, literally, he made that first one, maybe. Apparently his wife had a lot to do with the editing to make that movie good. And then he made the prequels. Is he really carrying the flame of Star Wars? Hey, George, here's $10. Got any ideas? Oh, that'd be great. Just give him no money.
Buy you a coffee.
Mando Season 3 has Mara Jade. Finally, Luke Skywalker has a big titty girlfriend.
Yeah.
I know she's beloved, yada, 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 but... Yeah, I haven't seen Season 2 yet, but apparently Mandalorian Season 2 redeems Luke, which has me a little worried because I really like Luke in 8. But apparently if other people are happy, that probably means they're going to kind of try to do away with 8. Which is whatever. I'm okay with Luke having an arc and an interesting character development and coming to terms with being a legend and, you know, being interesting and different. But,
what?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Mara Jade does have really big tits, though. So
you're also excited for that, aren't we all?
Yeah, she was, she was trained from the moment she started, from the moment she met the Emperor to murder Luke Skywalker. So what happens? They fall in love.
Makes sense.
Joey Flores, I would love Kyle Katarn. I was always annoyed at Kyle Katarn, mostly because the first, what were the name of those games? There was the one I played a ton was Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, but I think before that there was a game called Jedi Outcast with Kyle Katarn, and that game was too hard, and I couldn't beat level 2. And in that game, you're only playing as Kyle Katarn, but I couldn't figure out the puzzles. But and then in Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, Kyle Katarn is your he is your mentor, and so in that game he's a little bit annoying too. Kyle Katarn's cool though. He's a little too cool though. He's not Quinlan Voss levels of cringe, but he's fine. Joey Flores. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to bring back the time travel introduced in Star Wars Rebels, and while taking back Mandalore, Mando and Ahsoka disrupt the timeline and erase the sequels. Was there really time travel in Rebels? I didn't finish the last season because I don't really love that show very much. Love Clone Wars, though. Joy Flores. There was. That's how they saved Ahsoka. Yeah, my only real problem with Rebels is all the characters.
That's a nice small problem.
What? Dr. Jokel, look, Mara Jade could have had either Luke or Luke the clone. If you had your choice, would you take Heinz brand or Sam's Choice brands? Also, I take that back. As I said, I want Dash Rendar and Kyle Katarn for a buddy cop series in Star Wars. That could be really fun. Good old Dash Rendar. Didn't Leia almost have an affair with Dash Rendar? Well, she didn't almost have an affair, but it was alluded to like that it could happen, but then it didn't. I don't know. The tricky thing though with those old books is old stuff dies. Like the people who read the Thrawn books and stuff, like they're great and people love them, but you gotta make new stuff. Gotta make new stuff or it dies.
Dr. Drokel, hey, can they erase the 2016 Ghostbusters when they erase the sequels?
Oh, let's talk about the 2016 Ghostbusters. I actually didn't hate it.
I mean, I would say it's the best Ghostbusters, right?
But yeah, it's a weird Ghostbusters movie. Because it's almost the same exact movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it also was weird, the format of it, with all the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of the, what's her name? Who was in the movie? One of those people won like an Oscar for screenwriting Bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you get her to write the movie? Because it's kind of a bridesmaidsy movie, and you have the person.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you get Paul Feig? Why do you get the Office guy to do it? Like, Paul Feig is really good at writing cute, like, moments. Not, like, weird, scary science fiction moments. Dr. Joko. Hey, it was, Joy Flores, it was, Caesar, if I recall, because his species, the lizard people, his pheromones that riled up humans. Leia was being seduced by Prince Zizor. Joy Flores, I knew you were a man of culture, Dr. Drogal. Dr. Drogal, the best Ghostbuster. Is there an option to mute Nick? I could mute him.
That is true.
I have the ability.
I can mute myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why don't you mute yourself? Yeah, but I don't know. The 2016 Ghostbusters, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's kind of fine. There's a couple of good jokes. Surprisingly, Leslie Jones is actually like the funniest character in the movie because she's playing it the most like the original guys. Mm-hmm. She's just a normal New Yorker who thinks all of this is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very odd movie. Odd choices.
Yeah, before that, I didn't even know that there was other Ghostbusters movies.
Apparently, there's another Ghostbusters movie in the works.
Yeah.
It's like almost done. It's coming out.
Because I know they made a Ghostbusters production company.
Mm-hmm.
Which, man, wouldn't you want to work there and do nothing all day?
Well, I don't think it exists anymore. Because they thought they were going to get a bunch of sequels, and no one cared.
Yeah.
Paul Feig directed Bridesmaids. That's why they got him. Oh, you think he would have done a better job? I didn't know he directed Bridesmaids. I bet though he had a much better script to work with on Bridesmaids. I think Paul Feig though did direct some of my favorite Office episodes, like the dinner party. Who are my Office people?
Not I.
Dr. Jokels. Yes, Leslie Jones. Yelling is funny. She only does that like once in the movie. Dr. Jokel. I like Leslie Jones in SNL, but the movie was trash. One of the jokes that really got me in the movie was Leslie Jones. Like they're all looking for ghosts in the concert venue, and Leslie Jones just walking around and being like, "This is shitty. I don't want to be here. Room full of weird stuff. Not going in there."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she was probably the biggest joy of the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. Chief Ain't 84, Ghostbusters 3, not to be confused with Ghostbusters 2016. Also, number one, okay, so I think the movie's fine, but because they named it Ghostbusters, it's complete and utter garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Complete and utter garbage. That should be illegal to reuse like a popular film title. Like what?
How do you make it hard to search for?
Are they hoping people will accidentally rent 2016 Ghostbusters when they're trying to find Ghostbusters? Like,
maybe.
Would anyone have been confused if it was like Ghostbusters : Back in New York, or Ghostbusters : the new batch, Ghostbusters : Electric Boogaloo? Dr. Jekyll. Ghostbusters Afterlife is the new movie. It was supposed to be released in 2020, but there was extenuating circumstances.
Wonder what? That's odd.
Chief 84. I liked Kate McKinnon's character because it reminds me of Egon from the original animated series. Oh yeah, apparently that's good. The animated Ghostbusters. Dr. Trokel. There was barely a script for Ghostbusters 2016. Most of the lines that were ad-libbed. Yes, I did hear that there was a lot of ad-libbing.
It always creates the best story.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we could all agree, best form of comedy is improv.
Mm-hmm.
Why tell jokes that you work really hard on?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember the movie, or certain shows they do this where what they say is like, okay, so say the line as written, but if you think of something funnier, say it and we'll try it. Like say the line and then we'll do a cut and then say it, say what you think would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that has some good outcomes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently there's a lot of since I'm listening to the Office Ladies podcast, there's a lot of wonderful anecdotes. Apparently, the filming of the Office TV show was actually really, really unique in that they actually did get a lot of input from the actors, and the actors would constantly ad lib or try stuff out. It was they would they everybody got to know each other. They used like documentarian filmmakers. Apparently, the person who was in charge of a lot of the cinematography was actually from Survivor, and that's how they got such an authentic kind of documentarian feel. Apparently, the editors and the actors all knew each other and would constantly like pop into the editing bay and look at stuff and ask questions. Like, apparently it was just a big, wonderful, collaborative process. And there's wonderful anecdotes where the editors would, like, grab maintenance workers and pull them into the editing bay and make them watch or cut and be like, which one's funnier?
That's awesome.
There's a wonderful... Dan Aykroyd directed an episode of The Office. And it was a Christmas episode, and one of the cast has to sing karaoke, and it was great. The cast member, after like a week of soul searching, went up to the director and was like, "I'm so sorry, I cannot sing. I cannot sing in front of everyone." And apparently, Dan Aykroyd put his hand on her shoulder and just said, "But you will."
Mm-hmm. Aw, but you're going to.
But you will.
Mm-hmm.
Which was crazy. The actress was Angela Kinsey, who played Angela Martin on The Office, who was a professional like improv comic.
Yeah.
Can't sing badly in front of people.
That's what I call ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. But you will. Mm-hmm. I love The Office. I can't watch it anymore because it's not on Netflix, but...
Hey, you're not going to get Peacock?
Oh my god. Making it harder.
Yep.
I don't know. The age of pleasing the consumer is definitely over, though.
Yes. I think it's been over for
a while, yeah.
Now they're just pleasing themselves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it feels a little like something's got to give.
I mean, it's pretty easy. Just become a billionaire, then you can do whatever you want.
That's true. That is true. That's the real trick. Get your own space program.
Exactly. Yeah, just make an electric car. It's fine.
Dan Aykroyd subscribed to the Lord of the Rings mentality, where there's a whip, there's a way. Oh, did I misspeak? Dan Aykroyd is the crazy ghost conspiracy guy, right?
Yes.
Who was Egon? Who plays Egon? Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. Because Dan Aykroyd, of course, made the movie Big Trouble with Chevy Chase. Harold Ramis? Is that...
Yes.
Now I'm confused. Did Harold Ramis direct an episode of The Office, or did Dan Aykroyd direct an episode of The Office? Here's my phone.
God. The narrative's falling apart.
I know. I'm a fraud. What Ghostbuster directed
Jesus Christ.
The Office? It was Harold Ramis.
There you go. I think we need some better fact checkers. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we need to hire someone to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. We really do.
To be a fact checker.
We need a Jamie from Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
Yeah, Big Trouble is an absolute, like, it's a trip. It's a bad trip. It is quite the movie. Dr. Joko, pull that clip up, Jamie. There's a video on YouTube that's called like Joe Rogan in 25 seconds, and it's like Joe Rogan being like, "Wow." So they boiled down a human into just like calories and a monetary percentage. Wow, that's just it's a crazy thing to think about. You see the video where the guy hits that moose? Holy shit, Jamie, pull it up.
There really are some artists out there.
I know. I saw another one. God, I wish I could remember it. But it was Joe Rogan and the Tesla guy, Elon Musk. And Joe Rogan, he pulls up this absolutely ridiculous video. God, I wish I could remember what it was. It was the dumbest thing. And then Elon Musk's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that." Like, Elon Musk watched this stupid video. Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk is probably an alien.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, all signs point to not of this earth. Yeah. His kid XV88 or whatever.
XV88.
That's a Tau unit.
Uh-huh. That's a paint.
Mm-hmm. Lucky Bat, just an alien trying to get home. Oh my God, we've cracked the case. Just an alien trying to get home.
Yeah, what if that's the reason why he's going to Mars?
I think we've nailed it. I think we've finally gotten to the bottom of it. See, that's what this stream is all about. It's really getting to the bottom of these really deep questions.
Yeah, and conspiracies. It's EOB and on.
Mm-hmm. TK 3D prints. I'm still about dry brushing. I just bought some new dry brushes. I've never had purpose-built dry brushes.
Real ones?
Yeah, Army Painter ones. Let me show them off on camera. I'm almost scared to use them. They're so perfect. It's a very short bristled, very soft, round brush. And it looks like it'll work beautifully, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to clean it.
Spit.
Dr. Jokel, Musk's mom looks like a supervillain. Google Maya Musk.
Yeah, she does. She does look like.
I think you showed me her once.
Yep. Yeah, she looks like she makes dogs into coats.
She's Corella DeVille.
Mm-hmm.
TK Street Prints. Using the same brushes, I find I end up using the smallest brush. Army Painter cutting into artist opus bottom line, I see. Dr. Jokel, you gonna use those brushes? Or are those for looking at? No, those are for looking at. I use different brushes. No, I'll definitely use it. I think I'm gonna do a lot of dry brushing on this guy's base.
Base brushing.
Mm-hmm. It's basically self-cleaning when I dry brush. I find though sometimes if I don't do a good job of cleaning my dry brushes, they get
gunky.
They get gunky and then they're kind of dead.
Taka laka flame. Hey hey.
Taka flaka. I think my usual cleaning routine for a dry brush is I take it to the sink and I set the water to hot, and then I kind of dry brush the bottom of the sink, and that's how I knock out most of the pigments. And then I take it to a washcloth and I dry brush on, and then I mix in a little bit of brush cleaner, and then I wet the bristles again, and then I dry brush a paper towel a few times until I can't see any more paint on the bristles. Then I give them a little bit more brush conditioner. Dry brush it until it's kind of damp, and then I let it air dry. TK Streeter Prints. And your paint is not dry enough, Jay. I saw a great dry brushing video from Zumakito, where he actually wets his dry brushing paint a little bit, which seems like madness, but I mean it works beautifully when he does it.
He is very good.
TK Street Prints. I have to wear a mask when I dry brush, as I can see the powder from the brush and models as I use them. Nicholas is going to bed. Good night, Nick.
Good night,
Here,
Nicholas.
I'll turn off his overlay.
I get it.
Dr. Jokel. BS. You dip your brush in the tea and then lick them. We've all watched the streams.
Yep. I think you've put a brush in a tea at least twice.
Oh yeah, probably way more than that.
Well, at least on stream.
It's been documented on stream twice. It's happened on stream a whole bunch of times. Yeah. So the tricky thing is I use a mug for my paint water, but I also drink tea out of mugs. There's a slight flaw in this logic, but
I drink mug out of mugs.
I think my favorite like name brand root beer is Mug. I think it's a little sweeter than other brands.
I would also say it's as cute as a button.
Joy Flores. Isn't the wet dry brush the technique Aris Opus uses in their videos? I have no idea. TK3 Prints. Jay, I would drag them brushes over some fine sandpaper before you use them to drag out the loose hairs that are in them. Neat. I never heard of that. Maybe. I've kept this, my classic dry brush, which is this blush brush. I've kept this going for, I don't know, probably 6 months. And it looks, there's a little bit of red on top, as you can see, because I use this to try to get rid of some extra pigment powders. But other than that, it still looks pretty much perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Flores. A little acrylic never hurt nobody. That's true. Everyone knows all acrylic paints are 100% safe.
Yep.
Except in the state of California. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do not want to be using acrylics in the state of California. Mm-hmm. It was actually real smart of Nick not to bring any of his models and paint.
Yeah, that's true. It would have been a big issue in the state of California. We actually had signs outside our work that said, entering this building will expose you to chemicals that are known in the state of California to cause cancer. Mm-hmm. Isn't that insane?
Mm-hmm. Once again, every packaging in America says known to cause cancer in the state of California.
And it also... like if you go to Walmart, it says that like in the aisles, or not in the aisles, but like when you're checking out, there's signs that say that. It's odd.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Apple makes you sign into your account every time. It's just making sure that no one cares about whatever has carcinogens in it. Mm-hmm. So when you get to the real problems, no one will care.
No, that's a conspiracy. As an EOBanon right there. Which is a new subreddit that we're going to start. Hashtag EOBanon.
EOBanon. These arms are coming along nicely. I kind of wish... I mean, if they were glued onto the model, I wouldn't be able to reach stuff as nice. Which is why they're not glued on yet. But I kind of wish they were attached. Because it's feeling a little awkward just picking up arms.
Mm-hmm. Bah.
I'm sure I'll glue... Once I have everything pretty much roughed, I think I'll glue them on. And then do the real fine-tuning on the model.
That makes sense. Also makes sense. Mm-hmm. Joey Flores, EOBanon. Exactly.
Speaking of EOBanon, I have to piss. I'll be back.
Oh, I have to pee afterwards. Dr. Drokel, that's the California Prop 65 warning, a weird proposition that only California passed. I remember first time I saw it, it was on a can of Shalsta soda that was given at a nursing home when I was a kid. Do you guys like politics? Love them. Love the old ticks. Yeah, it is very odd. I am glad that I do not live in California, though, so I don't get cancer. Nothing like multiple ticks, polyticks. I get it. I really can't wait for these Gretchies to be done, because I have these knobs that I want to get to. And I'm going to start painting things in groups of 5, because it makes me annoyed to paint things in groups of a million. You could say that I'm a little triggered after that video. It's helpful to get stuff done to make you keep wanting to keep it on going. These are looking really cute. And then I have all these repo boys too to explore and re-bloom and all that stuff.
Woo. Joey Flores, do you guys like politics?
Love a good tick. And speaking of that, I'm gonna take a piss, and I'll be right back.
Boy, I'm getting sleepy. I think we're gonna be wrapping this up at 12 p.m. for us, in 1 hour for anyone not in Central Time. Piss buddies. Yeah, I love my. I just got a book, Warhammer 40,000 War Gear, published in 1993, and I've been loving it. I've been reading a few pages before bed every night, just learning about the weird war gear. And I think I need to double check this against some of the newer publications. But in this book, it says melta weapons function basically by emitting microwaves to boil like the enemy alive, where I'm pretty sure now it's just like a superheated plasma burst, essentially kind of akin to a flamer, just much higher temperatures. And I think it says in this book, it says that las cannons, I think, are also known as like busters because they're tank busters, which I definitely don't think is a thing anymore. Ooh, also,
His buddies indeed.
Also, I can't wait for the new Primaris Marines to have some of the squad options available to tactical Marines, like being able to take a special weapon or a heavy weapon. And I hope when they do the heavy weapons for Primaris, they do all shoulder-mounted weapons, like the old school 1st and 2nd edition Warhammer. I think that would be neat.
Only shoulder pads.
No, shoulder weapons.
Ah.
I think the shoulder-mounted plasma looks sweet. Exactly.
That's kind of what I think about those.
Mm-hmm.
Piss buddies. It's our other subreddit. It's not what you think, but it also kind of is what you think.
Yeah, it's not what you'd think.
Yeah. Piss buddies, robots in disguise.
Yeah, and I love me some Primaris. I think Primaris are the new thing, but I'm working on a little video where I talk about the things that Games Workshop had better goddamn not change when they Primarisify them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it'll be a very hot take. I think it'll be like everyone will be like, "Yep, if they change those things, we riot.
Mm-hmm.
If they change those things, we storm the Capitol."
Oh my gosh, we stormed Nottingham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The nerdsurrection.
We will take Nottingham by force.
The nerdsurrection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jar Jar will move for a vote of no confidence for whoever the current CEO is. Because remember, Jar Jar was the one who got rid of Chancellor Valorum so that Palpatine could become the big bad. Which, do you think George had always planned on Jar Jar being that influential, or do you think he did that purely because of how much people hated him?
I have no idea.
Also, like, was Emperor Palpatine, or Sheev, as he's better known, was he just like a really crazy good planner, or was he just a great improviser? Because it seems like he didn't have a plan.
Well, I think he was a team player at Comedy Sports. So.
Oh, there's a new episode of a Red Letter Media Best of the Worst, and it looks like Jack's in the episode, and Jack's my favorite. So I can't wait to watch that. I think I'll watch it tomorrow.
Is Jack the one that's at
Jack
Comedy
Packard?
Sports?
I think he works at Comedy Sports. I haven't checked in a little bit.
I don't know how Comedy Sports is doing right now.
That's true. Comedy Sports is probably suffering a little.
Although it's Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin, so you never know.
Yeah, that's true. They might not care. The beer keeps everyone safe.
Yep. Because that kills you first.
Yes. Dr. Jokel. Sheev Urkel. Did I do that? Because, like, his plan in the first movie is to trick the Nemoidians into blockading Naboo, which is his home planet, maybe, so that... Why did he do that? So that Naboo would seem more legitimate, I guess? Dr. Juggle. Jack had to Packard up his bags and come back to RLM. I don't think he ever worked at RLM full time. I think he was always freelance. But I like Jack. I really miss Previously Recorded. Those were really fun. When they were on Twitch. And every now and then Jay would show up and they would just chit-chat forever about movies, about games, while Rich Evans just played games silently. Yeah, and then in Attack of the Clones... What happens in Attack of the Clones? So Sheev has already ordered the clones because he's already planned on there being a war, so that he could seize emergency power and turn everything into the First Galactic Empire. But did he already know he was going to get Darth Vader? Like when he was planning the clones? He must have. Or was that just lucky?
Lucky.
And then how did he win the war against the Separatists? Like, without showing that he, in fact, was orchestrating everything.
Lucky.
Oh, Sheev. So yeah, this guy is basically the worst thing that's ever happened. What should his name be? Steve. No, George, it can't be Steve. Okay, well then, Sheev. Dr. Jokel, why didn't Disney make the Sheev on Exegol be the original Sheev and every other Sheev we've seen be clones and make it... That would make more sense than him surviving the Death Star. See, Disney, it's not that hard. Ooh, we never really get an explanation. You could be right, Dr. Drokel, that is the original Sheev, and everyone else and all of his little minions have been clones. That'd be one way to do it. And he just used the Snoke bodies because there was a little too much heat on them. People weren't into Sheev Palpatine, so he created a new alter ego called Snoke. He wasn't really into giving himself big scary names. Sheev, Snoke.
Coming up with the name is the hardest part.
It is really hard. Remember when Tom Riddle figured out he could rearrange the letters in his name to spell out "I am Lord Voldemort"? Maybe Sheev was doing the same thing in his notebook. Being like, okay, my name is Sheev Palpatine. What's a cool name? Maybe Darth something or Emperor. Emperor would be cool. Boy, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, Sheev. Sheev, you know what? Sheev was just a simple man trying to make his way in the universe.
Good old Sheevathan.
Dr. Drokel. No, that's what I thought when I saw the movie, but Disney has since said in other media that he survived the reactor freefall, enormous explosion, and atmosphere re-entry, and that was him. Well, you know what? You know that thing about other media? It's not the movie. I'm sure they didn't phrase it exactly like that, though. But yeah, that was the tricky thing with 9. It didn't really matter that it was Emperor Palpatine. And what was kind of cool in the end of the movie when you could see all the other Sith. Joy Flores. Book says he was a clone. Yeah, and the book version of Attack of the Revenge of the Sith makes more sense in the movie. Doesn't fix anything. But at the end of the movie, when you sort of see this weird silhouette of an entire stadium full of Sith and all the evil characters from Star Wars, I wonder if maybe that would have been a little stronger if Rey was kind of just up against the dark side of the Force more so than any one particular individual. Dr. Drokel. Doesn't matter. Disney's other media is supposed to be canon whether you've read it or not. I know it's supposed to be, but that's not how people consume media.
It is true.
If people really like Dinotopia, but then you're like, oh, the movie came out, people really like the Dinotopia movie, but then people are like, actually, in the book, they don't find the Soul Stone until chapter 17, and so he wouldn't have known this. It doesn't mean they didn't like it. But I don't know. Canon is always kind of a weird thing, and I've never been someone who, I don't know, feels strongly about canon. It doesn't matter. I don't really care about being right. I'd rather just enjoy myself.
But how do you make your dick hard though? How do you feel special inside?
There's a lot of canon out there. There's 2.5 trillion comic books to read. So I'll just read my random ass Spider-Man and Daredevil and just enjoy it.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Doesn't matter that Peter Parker once had 8 arms or 6 arms and 2 legs because they thought that was a good idea. Yeah, and I do now that you mentioned, I do remember when all the YouTubers were putting out their Palpatine is stupid and here's why, because Disney said this. But I don't know, the exact same thing happened with the prequels and no one cared because no one read the prequel books. Nobody cared that General Grievous was actually a Kaleesh warrior who had been hoodwinked by Master Poo Poo. Nobody cared about the parents of Padme. No one cared that Aura Singh eventually, or not Aura Singh. Who was the other one? Asajj Ventress eventually fell in love with bad boy Jedi Quinlan Vos, which is garbage. Quinlan Vos is a garbage character, but Dr. Jokel. You know, I actually like the idea of a huge hidden fleet of Empire ships, but who the hell has been crewing them for 30 years in a place that's near impossible to go? Who fed them? I kind of assumed he just kind of forced them into existence. Like, I know that's a little bit dumb. Like, can the Force really, like, set up a corps of engineers and build stuff and set up manufacturing plants? But I don't know, if this was the big end of it all, I feel like it's not the end of the world if he just wills them into being, or perhaps he like took them into hiding at the end of the Empire, like he just stole a couple hundred Star Destroyers and took them to the secret planets. Dr. Drogle, did Uber Eats know how to get there? Yes, they did. They figured it out. Dr. Drogle, Palpatine is awesome. I will take any chance to see Ian McDiarmid chew the scenery up like a madman on crack. Yeah, I get that 9 is interesting. But holy cow, that sword fight through the Force, and then the lightsaber fight like in the swirling, spraying ocean atop the wreckage of the first Death Star. There's a lot to like. Oh my gosh, when Adam Driver, or when Kylo Ren is rebirthed as he's rebirthed by Rey as kind of a halfway in between Ben Solo and Kylo Ren, and then he has that kind of it wasn't really a Force ghost moment. Really what it was just him kind of thinking to himself like how the bridge scene with Han Solo could have gone down, and then he becomes Ben Solo, and then Adam Driver is an amazing actor. He becomes Ben Solo for his remaining screen time in the movie. He is Ben Solo, and he has different mannerisms. He has different everything. It is awesome. Aquino Nez. Wait, there's more? I left an hour again because I thought it was over. Yeah, on Saturdays we go late. And on Fridays we go late too, but only for our Patreon supporters.
Yeah.
Our Patreon supporters get a late Friday stream that gets pretty hot.
Pretty hot. We were fiery yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But
everybody
you can watch the backlog if you want.
You can, but only if you're a Patreon supporter.
Exactly.
And then everybody gets a long Saturday stream. Did I miss any hot takes? No, mostly Star Wars. You know what is
Well,
a
only on the Patreon stream.
Oh yeah,
not
the
Patreon
stream,
supporter.
everything.
Oh my God, was there some hot takes yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, we said what we really think about everything.
Dr. Jokel. Yeah, but would you rather watch Rey versus Kylo duel in episode 9 or Frankenstein versus the Mummy duel in episode 4? Be honest. Is Frankenstein versus the Mummy Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan? Yeah. I mean, it was pretty epic, the episode 9 fight. I even adore the fight in 8 when Rey and Kylo fought the red suit guys. I know that's like a memed fight because it's not perfectly choreographed because the guys in red couldn't see anything, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty epic. Quinones. Here's a hot take. We deserved a Chewbacca lightsaber scene. Holy cow, that would have been crazy. That would have been madness. Definitely should have been in the movie. C-3PO lightsaber scene.
Oh my God. That's why he has a red arm.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he have a red arm?
They never explain. I'm sure it was something boring. Dr. Jokel. Chewbacca would have singed his hair. Probably.
That's true.
In Star Wars: The Clone Wars, there's a Chewbacca youngling, or there's a Wookiee youngling, who's going through the Jedi trials, and when he's making his lightsaber, he uses wood for his lightsaber handle.
It catches on fire every time for some reason.
I'm sure it's lightsaber proof wood.
Of course.
Or just really, really, really high temp durable wood.
Mm-hmm.
Quinones. I think the red arm was explained in some comic. I'm sure it was. Everything was explained in some comic. The point of the red arm in the movie was just so that he could cock block Rey or Leia and Han, because that's what he used to do in the old movies. Dr. Jokel. I think his arm got badly damaged in some acid rain or something like that.
Yep,
probably.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it.
Boy, you know what's a terrible level in Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy? The acid rain level. When I play that game, I run through that level as fast as I humanly can. Also because it tends to crash all the time. Because of all the atmospheric elements. Yeah, every time there's a cutscene in that game, you gotta probably get a 10% chance of no more game.
Mm-hmm. Brab.
It is a fun game though. I also love in that game, even if you're doing like a good guy Jedi run or a bad guy Jedi run, you end up doing some absolute war crimes, like force choking people off of buildings. or force lightninging like an entire group of stormtroopers to death. Or you can even, which is the most horrible thing probably, is you can actually disarm people by, if you have a level 3 force choke, when you force choke them, they drop their weapon, and then you just kill an unarmed person.
Amazing.
Quinones. I would have wanted a pre-order Republic trilogy back when lightsabers were backpack powered. Now we just get some weird Jedi take on ooh woo woo, mysterious force, ooh woo woo. Yeah, lightsabers make sense.
Ooh woo.
In Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, I always did the 2 lightsabers instead of the double lightsaber. And if you truly just had no imagination in your soul, those are the people who stuck with the normal 1 lightsaber for the last series of levels. I mean, you get the option. Why are you sticking with 1 lightsaber when you can either have a double-bladed or 2 regular lightsabers? I think I did that one time and I save scummed so that I could actually pick a cool lightsaber because it was so lame. Also, I would always save scum a bunch of times just so I could kill Rosh, but not have to play the bad ending. Because that little twerp is annoying. Aquino Quinones. Can anyone be unarmed if they still have the Force? Well, I was not unarmed, and I had the Force. They were unarmed, and they did not have the Force. Dr. Jokel. Nobody wants the backpack lightsaber. Just like the guy on YouTube who we made the first real life working lightsaber. No, you didn't. You made a heating element attached to a propane tank. That is true that they didn't technically make the first lightsaber, but they sort of did. In that they did it, and then they just cut up a bunch of stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. It's also YouTube, so it's not real.
It's also YouTube, so it's not real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they, you inflame a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little extra.
I love their video where they poured like 1,000 pounds of lead into like a Target Mjolnir toy, and they just could barely lift it, and then just started smashing stuff. You know what channel really went downhill? King of Random. Anybody used to watch the King of Random?
Yep, really went downhill.
I mean, I'm sure they're making bank now, but I don't know. I feel like
they're still making videos.
Oh my god, every 10 a day.
Really?
It's not even the main guy most of the time. I think because they ran out of things to do, but they couldn't stop because they were making so much money. Oh my gosh, Dr. Jokel. Grant from King of Random died. Is Grant the main guy? Was he the original guy? He didn't die from one of their builds or anything, did he?
That'd be insane.
Probably not. Oh, they did do some sketch stuff. Aaron Lloyd, yep. It was a paragliding accident. Oh my god. Well, that's sad.
Jeez, they come out with a video a day.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Whatever happened to VAT19? That was another big channel when I was in high school. Are they still kicking around? I
don't even know what that is.
You don't know VAT19? They had a site full of silly products like the 10-pound gummy worm. No. And they would make funny little skit commercials for their products, and they got pretty popular.
Well, not popular enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little odd that it says... Does he have a Wikipedia page? Yeah, apparently he died in 2019.
Hmm.
It says his height, though, too. I don't know why it has to tell me that.
I guess any shred of information. Dr. Jokel, Grant had already kind of stepped away from the videos before due to getting in serious legal trouble for using illegal-sized explosives in his backyard.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you know, what is the world coming to when you can't use dangerous explosives in your backyard? What's the worst that could happen?
They don't get nearly the same amount of views. Like 200,000, 300,000.
I mean, I could live with those numbers.
Of course, they have a lot of. Well, I mean, it's a bad ratio because they have 12.6 million subscribers. That's really bad.
Yeah, you want more viewers and subscribers.
Most watched video. Most watched videos 42 million. Gummy Lego candy.
42 million. 42 million. That's an amazing number.
And of course the classic melting cans with the mini metal foundry.
Yeah.
Which I had one of those.
Yeah, we did that.
Yep. 21 million views. We made one of those, and then some smart kid made an electric one, and I made that one too.
Shh! Don't tell my players. King of Random YouTuber star Grant Thompson dies in paragliding accident. Yep, we were talking about that.
Wild.
So I guess don't go paragliding.
I mean, I've been saying that since the day I was born.
I've never been much of a...
The safest thing to do is stay in your house at all times and never leave.
Be a YouTuber.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been much of a thrill seeker.
Me neither.
Never liked rides.
Yeah, I don't like a ride. I'm not a ride guy.
Dr. Jokel. Grant was charged with 2 counts of second-degree felony possession of explosive device in conducting incendiary experiments in his backyard. Faced a maximum of 15 years in prison.
Oh my god.
Yes, it's Luke. Yes, I'm glad I didn't miss this stream. Just before I was about to sit down and paint some Blood Angels. Ooh, love me some Blood Angels. Are you going Primaris or Classic Marine? Shh, don't tell my parents. VAT19 has 7.67 million subscribers and they still post daily. Way to go, VAT19.
Well, weekly.
Weekly.
Interesting.
Neat.
He took a plea bargain deal and was never in another video after that up until he passed. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, kind of something similar happened to FPS Russia.
Ah, yep.
He got in some trouble for drug possession, and so he took a plea, and he couldn't, he was a felon, so he couldn't own firearms or be in videos anymore.
Drug possession?
I think it was drugs.
It wasn't guns?
No, it wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with the guns.
That's insane.
But I don't think he can have guns anymore because he's a felon.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, and he went to prison for like 3 months, like some ridiculously small amount. I think they just didn't like him though.
Yeah.
Like he had too many drugs, but it wasn't,
I don't know. Drug crimes always make me mad. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
He's not Russian.
That makes sense.
What do you mean that makes sense? He had us all hoodwinked, right? Some kid
Yes,
named
it's Luke.
Kyle from the Midwest wasn't a real Russian.
Yes, it's Luke. I have both ready to be painted. The Blood Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Neato.
I think in my future I'm gonna paint a Marine in the Lamenters, colors, and I'm gonna be using a lot of Blood Angels bits to turn them into a Lamenters, because they have a lot of similar imagery. Although I don't believe they are linked in any way, because I believe the Lamenters came from the Cursed Founding, and Blood Angels are, I think, first founding chapter. Dr. Drogo, FPS Russia was convicted of not being Russian.
Yep. I remember 7th and 8th grade. That's like everybody talked about FPS Russia all the time.
Mm-hmm. He did some sketchy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's an amazing video where he shot a refrigerator full of tannerite, and the door came flying past him at like 500 feet per second, and he would have gotten destroyed if it had hit him. It flies so close to him. I think it's time to work on the base a little bit.
So I wonder what he's doing now.
I don't know. I think he's on a podcast. As Kyle, though, not as FPS Russia.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you what it was like on the inside for 3 months.
I don't know. I think I could go to jail for 3 months. I think that'd be a fun experience. You'd always have a story.
Mm-hmm. Well, just bring a gun on a naval base.
Although being a felon pretty kind of sucks.
Yep. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's a fun thought, though.
Mm-hmm.
Unless someone is a prison guard that could just let you in. Yes, it's Luke. This is my favorite piece of Warhammer lore. FPS Russia. Yep. Yeah, it's wild here sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at this time.
Yeah.
We talked a little tiny bit painting.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're on FPS Russia, and YouTubers that we watched when we were in high school.
Yeah. Ooh, I know Baltimore just put out a Sisters of Battle video, so maybe I'll listen to that right before bed. Because I like Baltimore.
And you like Sisters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm starting a Sisters Army one of these years.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the new Sisters of Battle war suits.
Mm-hmm. Those legs are made for walking.
I wonder, so Sisters of Battle don't have a codex yet. I wonder, do they have it, have they planned in such a way?
Oh, that was gold.
Yeah. Yep. Because, like, I wonder if the Sisters of Battle Codex is going to come out soon. Because it would suck if the Codex came out and then a couple months down the road you got a new model. And so now you have to have your Codex and then like a printout PDF of the rules for that unit. Joy Flores. Did you get one with the? Didn't you get one with the limited box? I got a 9th edition rule book from Indominus, but I didn't buy the Sisters of Battle Army box.
Did that come with a book?
It came with a limited edition Sisters Codex, but were they one of the first codexes in 9th to get one? I guess you're right. Yeah, because that wasn't 8th, I don't think. I think that was 9th. So yeah, maybe Sisters do have a codex, and now everyone's going to have to print out a PDF and slip a piece of loose leaf in there with the rules for their walkers.
I thought only I thought there's only 2 9th edition codexes.
I think there's Space Marines, there's Death Watch, there's Necrons. I want to say Grey Knights for some reason. Dr. Drogo. Make a Sisters of Battle army and have all the banners be sororities.
Oh my gosh, that'd be fun. That would be very, very funny. No frat boys allowed.
Yeah, no frat Space Marines. Quinones. There's like 6 supplement codexes for the Space Marine Codex and Necrons, but no Sisters. Because I do remember a limited edition Sisters Codex came out with the Sisters of Battle Army box, although that could have actually been a couple years ago now. Or like a little over a year or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
It came out a year before 9th released. Would be lame if the Sisters Battles Codex that came out months prior and then just been obsolete.
I feel like what they have to do is the indexes again.
Yeah, the indexes were fun.
Everything gets released at the same time, and then you get special rules as they update your army.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that
That's
so
fine.
much fun when everything was just fresh? Everything was ready to rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. But then it started to get a little annoying, though, when you got your stuff updated and I didn't get mine yet. And it's like, okay, well, I know that you have all your special rules, but I don't have mine yet, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of annoying. Yeah, the indexes. I think that there should be codexes and like indexes. Like you should buy like a $15 to $20 like a soft cover book, and that's your rules. But if you want, you can buy a codex. That's like a 200-page all about your faction, with tons of painting and lore, and that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be pretty sweet because I would buy that. I would just buy the. I already have the lore. I already know. If I want to read it, I can read it.
It's only available in codexes, though. Like, what are you gonna do? Find it online or on YouTube?
Yeah, no. Imagine that.
It's madness. It's crazy talk. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like codexes are kind of fun when you're first starting out.
Oh yeah.
But once you're a couple of codexes deep, it just feels like a complete trap.
It does.
Like, what? I have to buy almost the same book again?
Mm-hmm.
How does that make any sense?
Right.
I already bought it. Twice.
Yep. And it really is almost the same book again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like every army gets like huge advancements in lore and story.
No.
They get almost none.
Right. Yeah, it's odd how they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't really like it. It's pretty annoying. I also think you shouldn't put almost any barriers in between someone and playing the game.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. So like, oh, okay, Timmy walks to a game store. All right, Timmy. All right, so aren't these models cool? Don't you want these models? All right, well, really what you're going to want is this book that tells you what you might or might not want. And really, you kind of need a rule book to really understand. So we're talking like $120 before you buy the fun models and paint and brushes and stuff.
Yeah. Or just buy Dark Vengeance and play armies you don't want.
Yeah, or play yeah.
That's what I was told when I was a wee lad getting into the 40k. Yes, it's Luke. Just join the Discord so I can post pictures of my Blood Boys.
Yeah!
Stay tuned.
Can't wait to see them. But yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Pooperino.
Aquino Quinones. Didn't 8th have those basic, here's an overview of the faction with rules, codexes? They had indexes. I think there was 3. There was one for everything Imperium but Space Marines. There was Space Marines. No, there's 4. Because there's Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
There was Xenos. There was Chaos. And then
Xenos
Imperium
1 and 2.
Xenos 1 and 2. So there was 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was kind of fun, though. Between the two of us, we owned everything but Chaos.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of fun having all the rules and being like, what does Sisters of Battle look like?
Yeah.
What does Eldar look like?
Yep, exactly.
It was kind of cool.
I loved the indexes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And then in all of the rules, even the special stuff, everything's in the indexes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want the codexes, it's all nice and perfect with the lore. And nothing special, but there's no special rules or anything in the codexes.
Yeah.
'Cause those are a scam and horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked the indexes. 8th was so fun and exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And the really great thing about the indexes was like you could even be like you know, a buddy of yours is kind of getting into it, and you can be like, just borrow the index. It's no big deal.
Exactly.
Like, because you don't, you know, I probably don't own Chaos Codex to loan someone because I don't have $50 to dump on a book that I don't need.
Right.
But, you know, if I play Necrons, I have the index for all the Eldars.
Right.
And all the Tau.
Right.
So if someone is getting a little interested, I can be like, just, you know, borrow it, take it, read it, look at it. Learn the names.
Yeah.
Start to put together a list. And you cannot expect a beginner person to be like, okay, well, yeah, the rules are hard to find, but if you look online and you either pirate or you figure out how to use, no.
Yeah.
No one's just going to figure all that stuff out. Really.
Mm-hmm. Yar har fiddly dee. That's why I got the Beach Boys. They'll pirate. They don't give a shit.
Dr. Drogle. Do you have $120, Timmy? No? Well, you do have 2 kidneys now, don't you? Aquino Quinones. Real hot take, rules should be free. Yeah, they should be. Or make them real cheap and easy. $50 for a PDF is highway robbery, especially in the world with Scribd. Yeah, the codex are so goddamn expensive. And yeah, it's crazy. The digital ones aren't even cheaper.
No.
The digital ones aren't even cheaper. It's absolute madness.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is going to get to the point. Okay, if we're just going to be doing a new codex every 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might just the pirate boys might just pirate some codexes. 'Cause what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's madness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just making them too much money in the short term.
Yes.
Yeah, probably that one.
I mean, people keep having to buy books for $50.
Mm-hmm.
Or however much it is. Is it $50 still?
I think it's $50.
Oh my gosh. $30 is a lot.
$30 is a lot of money. Yeah, $50 is so much money.
I wonder if they make more money off of the books than the kits.
It's hard to say. The books, I don't know. The books require, an editor, artists. I wonder if it's... It's really hard to say. You know what, though? They refresh the books every edition. They don't refresh all the models every edition.
That is true. Christian could see. Damn, I didn't get a notification. So late to the party, I am sure. Yeah, a little bit. Almost. Almost late to the party.
Dr. Joko, I'm surprised they ever sold more than one PDF copy. It seems like that's all the internet needs. Yeah. It's like when you share an STL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quite something.
Mm-hmm.
I just want the indexes.
Yeah, the indexes are fun. And it's with another weird thing to think about is, like, they must have play tested 9th edition, which means they must have had all the 9th edition rules, which means they have the rules for everyone's codex. So how come some people have to wait a year or a year and a half or 2 years for their codex to come out?
Mm-hmm. I wonder. I bet. Because you would assume that they were probably working on all this stuff pre-corona.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have been all play tested before all of this. Because what I'm thinking is like, well, maybe they haven't play tested it really because of corona, because you have to play in person. But I don't know. That seems like that should already be done. I wonder if maybe they didn't play test it and they don't care.
Yeah, it could be. It does seem, though, that the rules aren't a complete disaster. So it's hard to believe they didn't do any playtesting.
Well, isn't it mostly just 8th edition?
It is mostly just 8th edition.
Because 8th edition, we know that they playtested it all at the same time because they released all the books at the same time.
They did.
Or all the indexes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it hard to play your game.
No.
Yeah, if they made it easy, I mean, more people playing never hurts.
Right. Like a flame. I think I'm going to be edge highlighting for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Are you edge highlighting some orcs?
The best. I'm currently contacting my contacts within Games Workshop to report these acts against the interests of our most benevolent overlords. Oh my god. Yeah, we would sing a different tune so fast if we got a Games Workshop sponsorship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the codexes. We should have a new edition every year.
Mm-hmm. It's so affordable.
Mm-hmm. Paint pots are the best pots.
Duck a Flock of Flame. I'm working on a Cromlech Gnawzilla alternative orc squigoth. Ooh, is that the one? Is that the one that uses some laser cut MDF in its construction?
You should post a picture of that.
Mm-hmm. I know. I think they made. I want to say Cromlech made an orc Gargant that used resin elements and laser cut elements, which is super cool. Kinonas. I was shocked to see Chapter Master Valric complain about prices the other day. Neat. I don't watch a lot of Chapter Master Valric. I'm a Kurioth man.
Kurioth man.
Christian could see. Cogitators are detecting an 80% increase in sarcasm from the EOS boys.
EOB, I'm gonna guess.
EOB boys. More like BS boys.
More like EOB and on.
Mm-hmm. Vision could see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that dry brush job on that base.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Just makes everything pop. It's very similar to my old patriarch.
The patriarchy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It looks like I've even gotten better at dry brushing.
Yeah.
Because the new one is just looking a little bit finer. Oh, I put a Necron head on. I should have looked at this harder. I could have put a Necron head on. I have an Orc head, whole bunch of human skulls. I have a Tyranid skull. No Tau. Can't believe I didn't put a Tau on there.
Hashtag skull box.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a great box. It's pricey, but I actually do think it's the best value on the market for skulls. And it's amazing that it comes with Orc skulls, Tau skulls, Tyranid skulls, a whole bunch of fantasy skulls. You ain't got no arms, Lieutenant Broodlord. Quinones. Wait, Tau have bones? Of course Tau have bones. They're fish cow people. Fish Tau goat alien gray people.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, look at the Discord.
Ooh.
Like a flame.
I got 2% left on my phone. Let's see if it'll hold out. Ooh, that is a Gorgon.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
That looks amazing.
Yeah. Wow. So good. I love that there is something up with the Discord in photos. It really lets you zoom in. I swear it lets you zoom in way further than just like the iPhone like Photos app.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah, that looks great.
Mm-hmm. Christian could see. Box of skulls, still not enough for corn. Dr. Drokel, does Jabba the Hutt have bones? I think Hutts have bones. The best is best. The Broodlord doesn't seem too dangerous. Honestly, he looks rather armless.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Well, today was all about the arms.
Mm-hmm. Arm day.
So, tomorrow I'll probably glue them on, and then on Monday we'll work. Oh, this guy has not been taking that long. I thought it was going to take a long ass time because he's so big.
Mm-mm.
But really, he's been going along pretty smoothly.
Yeah. I mean, basically, because what you did the last stream that was done in a week.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically done in a weekish, almost.
Well, I mean, it's probably another week of fine tuning, perfecting. And speaking of another week, it is 12:01.
It is 12:01.
Which means you guys got an extra minute out of us.
Wow. How rude of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
but
yeah, we'll be back on Monday at 9 p.m. Central.
Mm-hmm. With a new video.
Yes, with a new video, new stream. And yeah.
Yeah.
What a world we live in.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
End.